are hitting the button. We're going to see when it's load. And I'm sure my daughter's going to come in because I hear stomping.
And she does it all the time, like clockwork.
And just every so often she'll just wander in and she'll have something to say.
Yeah.
She's a Mordecai.
It's cute.
Yeah, I mean, it is cute. Don't get me wrong. Like, what kind of monster would I be if I said I disliked it, you know? Hey, everybody, this is Grimcad, and we are back with some Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in the homebrew campaign of the Shifting City. We were just saying that we really enjoy it when my daughter comes in and slightly interrupts it to tell me things. In case you started recording a little bit earlier. Or in case
But
I
my
started recording.
immersion.
What's that?
But my immersion.
Yeah. We are joined today. We're going to start with Guts. Say hi, Guts.
Good morning. Good morning.
Is Zydroin?
Yo.
Tadpole?
I want to kill something.
Yeah.
Same.
And last but certainly not least, Rick.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
So as I was saying to the players, at some point I'm going to have to leave a little bit early. I am not entirely sure when. I am waiting on either a call or a text message. I expect it'll be a text message, so when I get it, I will probably miss it for the first, 20 minutes or so. But last time some things happened. The city, at the end of time, which is what the city was called, has sort of decided with your... I don't want to say prodding, because you didn't really do so much prodding, but certainly with your insistence, has decided that they are sort of splitting up into their factions of what they're willing to do. Some people wound up heading back over to the city proper. Some people have sort of stayed where they are. They're sort of helping out the druids as they attempt to start a new grove, as it were, a new tangle almost. And some of them are sort of coming with you, living more of the nomadic, wandering around sort of lifestyle. We decided that there were basically two options of where to go before us. One of the options was to head back into the Tangle, see what's going on with the corruption and all that. And the other option was to sort of head to the north through the Trolls. We decided to head north through the Trolls, and I'll sort of pop us back onto the map proper right here. Starting at this sort of yellow area, we've discovered that most of the debris, the wreckage, the buildings, just debris basically, has been cleared from this area. It was all moved to this pile that we're sort of in, and we can tell from some scouting that Zydron and Tadpole have done that there's almost a stronghold or something, or a cave, or I don't know exactly how you would describe it, but there is something built out of all of this wreckage that has been gathered. We haven't gone too far into other hexes, but you could probably see more than 10 miles. A lot of this area in the surrounding area has sort of been scavenged as well, sort of picked clean. Everything is brought to this one central location. We came upon this area, which has some beautiful ads on. Brought to you by yours truly. We did some poking around, and there's some sort of machine in some sort of source of water. The machine, while you've been watching it, has sort of made a huge commotion, is probably the best way to put it. And eventually has churned out, sort of a mine cart. The mine cart is sort of sealed, so you can't actually see inside it. This was the best token that I found. Which is actually full of snakes that look a lot like guts when you're zoomed out really far from it.
In its guts, not our guts.
Yes.
Ah, damn.
I
I
was
hear it
getting
and think it's my name.
I was getting them mistaken for octopus arms.
Sure. If you zoom in, I think it is snakes, though. I'm not entirely sure.
It's definitely snakes.
Yeah, it is. It's not.
Why there would be a token for a, chest full of snakes, I have no idea. There were actually multiple of them. But they exist, and that's what I used.
Where do you think the snake charmers get all their snakes from?
A bucket of snakes, yeah. But we are going to pick up exactly there, because that is pretty much exactly where we left off. We see that there is a track that this sort of thing is riding upon. It's more centered than it is, but the way I have tokens set up, it doesn't want to center. The building has sort of sealed up immediately afterwards, and this cart is very slowly, but very surely, going down this track. If I had to put it into relative terms, it's only going about, 5 feet around, so it's pretty slow. It's definitely slower than a person could walk. As of now, Zydrone is the only one who knows about it. We are actually set up somewhat further than tokens would allow us to be. I just wanted to, put all the tokens on there.
Did you say you want us to put our tokens on?
No. You already have your tokens on. You should.
Okay.
Yeah, I just... you're further back than your tokens would be allowed.
Got it.
And so I guess, Zydroan, would you like to do anything more, or are you still spending some time observing? Are we getting close? You have not seen any other signs of life. There's no creatures around here. But granted, I don't believe you've given it a very close scrutiny. You have.
No.
The last thing I see you rolling is like a 25 for perception, so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You actually did give it a pretty close one, and nothing that you can see except for all of this going on.
No, I'll just stick with my plan last week of just wait for the rest of everyone else to roll in and keep an eye out for if anything else appears.
Okay. So, everyone else. How would we like to sort of break down the way we're moving? We've got 16 or 20 or so slightly more than non-combatant civilians, but they are not much more than it. We also have a number of NPCs and a number of pack beasts in the form of displacer beasts. As we are moving, would we like for us, as in the party, to be up front, named NPCs in the back, people in the middle, or would we like to sort of mix it up a little bit?
I think that's probably a good idea.
It's in the chair first. Important people at the back.
Now, was I going in front of the group?
You were last, so chances are you would stumble upon this as well before anyone else.
Well, yeah, and I'm keeping an eye on Zydrone for his that we had prearranged.
And I believe he's still up in the air. You're not actually perched on this debris.
No, I would landed on the cliff.
Okay. So
Is it like actual cliffs, or is it something else making up cliffs?
it is basically debris making up cliffs, and then there is a just like hollowed out channel through this detritus and debris.
But it's like stable enough and would offer, some form of cover, even if it's standing back from a ledge or something.
Cover, certainly. Stable enough is sort of an iffy thing. Most of it has been stacked unceremoniously.
I'd keep flying, then I'm not going to land a dragon body on top of some unstable rock.
It's not exactly as unstable as I was leading to believe, saying. There is a chance that some of it will shift, but it has been, like, sitting for quite a long time. If it was, like, very precariously stacked, it would have already fallen by this time.
Sounds like you're describing a landfill.
Yeah.
Very much like a landfill.
I'll stay
There's
flying up above
refuse.
Less actual garbage, but...
Also, so everyone else can see where the point of interest is a bit clearer.
Okay.
Pretty easy to see the dragon vulture circling.
Yes. So, Tadpole, you do see Zydro definitely circling around this one centralized point. You can tell he is in a holding pattern of some point if you are interested in scoping it out as well, which I imagine you would be.
Yeah. So I'll a little more carefully move forward. And when I start seeing, because I don't know this, but I assume when I start to see the landfill debris type stuff, that I will stop and kind of take a look at it. See if I can tell what kind of stuff it is. Is it
It's a little of
man-made stuff? Is it
everything.
natural?
It is mostly man-made materials. It was likely building materials at the one time, but again, there's a little bit of everything mixed into it. The things that you would find in a house, in a well-to-do house. There's bits of rope, papers, metals. There's, carpets, drapes, curtains, just all sorts of things. For whatever reason, everything that you could imagine that would be left over after something was destroyed has been just sort of gathered here. It looks more like a deconstruction of a building site.
Do I see? Is it like old? I mean, like decades old or
Looks like it's been sitting
centuries old?
on the outskirts, probably about a few months.
Do I see any bodies or anything like that?
Can you give me an investigation roll if you want to?
Only because I like you. And I got that with advantage, by the way. I'm joking.
You sort of poke around for it in a little bit, and yes, there are bodies that are or were here. They're in bad shape. The smell sort of gives them away before you actually come across them.
Are they like sentient? I mean, like humans and elves and dwarves? Oh my!
Mostly, yes. There would be an animal here or there, but certainly mostly sentient things.
Okay, well, I am going to, with much haste, return to the group and inform them of what I see and suggest great caution in moving forward. And then I will scurry back to where I was and start picking my way forward.
All right. So I'm going to sort of drag to the front of the line us. And we are going to sort of pull to the back them.
You know the NPCs can't hear you, right? You can just call us the important ones.
That might hurt their feelings, though. Which kind of was already like that. I'm actually missing a cleric, I believe. I'm actually missing 2 clerics. Hold on.
The NPCs can definitely hear the DM.
I do want to grab those so I do not forget them, because apparently I forgot them once.
Can I grab one of the clerics to come with me?
You could. Are you sort of asking one of them to take up and start, keeping the spell going on?
No, actually, I want them to try to see if they can detect undead.
Okay. Sure,
With these people that have died violent deaths, ghosts and revenants and whatever, who knows?
It's certainly... I'm going to do my tokens real quick. Excuse me. Trug would come with you. We've sort of talked with Trug a little bit before.
I feel like a hobbit walking into the, what do you call, the Swamp of Sorrows, or where the hell with all those dead bodies. Yeah. Like, I really got it creeping me out a little bit here.
Also, hello, Adrian. I hope you managed to get a little bit of sleep last night. Although I kind of gather you didn't.
What? Imagine that works. Happened. What?
What?
And to pay the bill. What?
So we are sort of scoping out this area. Tadpole and Trug or attempting to sort of check out what's going on. These are sort of not rocks, but rather the entire area is piles of debris. If you think of a landfill or something like that, you are not too far off. There are channels cut down into it, but I mean, it is basically stacked garbage, stacked refuge, just everything that you can find. If you were to take it to one central location, stack it, and then start cutting paths through it. There are bodies in there, and so Trug, and very likely yourself, are coming with Tadpole, to sort of check out the likelihood of there being undead there.
I thought of them, but there will be soon.
So if you would like to sort of take a guess, you can give me either a religion or an arcana check. I presume arcana, as religion, will be handled by Trug.
Is it certain types of clerics that have detect undead?
Yes, I mean, for the most part, these are not those kinds of clerics. These are pretty much all special clerics.
Okay, these are very specialized, so okay.
Yes.
It's not going to be as certain as, okay.
Because frankly, the undead isn't something they've had to deal with too much. Trug's best guess would be it's certainly possible, but it's very unlikely. The bodies are sort of placed in there haphazardly. They were more sort of stacked as building material rather than anything. It's certainly possible that some of the less happily killed things have sort of raised as undead on their own, so it's a possibility, but it's not likely that someone, stacked them here for the purposes of doing something with their undead corpses.
Yeah. Now, my worry is the accidental, because ghosts and other types of undead are created because of untimely death, not because somebody is raising them.
It is possible, but typically in the city, at least in the quote-unquote before times, It's not something that happened very often. Non-sentient undead didn't last too long.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Just checking off that box.
She would probably not go forward and scout with you. She would very likely head back to the rest of the group after that.
Well, I get a clothespin out and clothespin my nose, and then move forward.
Okay. Since we aren't
Do I
in any... Go ahead.
Do I still see Zydrone circling?
Yes.
All right. Is he giving me any indication of anything? Or does he see me?
I would probably be able to see you at least at some points of my circling, but yeah, I'd stay above and keep circling as kind of a watch. Keep an eye on the angles that Tadpole wouldn't be able to see. I'll fly down if something shows up.
So far, the only movement that you've seen, Zydrone, is this, cart very slowly, again, just automatically being pushed along this railway.
What kind of, does the cart come back? And two, what kind of timing between the carts leaving and everything?
Only one cart has gone so far. The cart has not come back. It is, again, moving quite slowly. We're talking, 5 feet every 10 seconds or so. You don't know whether that's because it's particularly heavy or that's just, the way it's set up to do, but it is slowly. Yeah. So Tadpole, would you like to go forward and explore more, or would you like to wait for the rest of the group? Okay.
I didn't want to dominate the time of the other players, but yeah. So my character will keep moving forward and very carefully. I'm gonna be doing, I guess, investigation, or what do you want me to do? Just looking for traps or ambushes, things like that.
Looking for traps, we could probably keep it as perception.
Okay. So.
Would you like to be stealthing through while you're doing this?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Okay.
But even at stealthing through, I'm at close to regular speed for everybody else, so.
And would you just roll me a stealth check as well? Okay. So you're pretty confident that you're fairly well hidden, and as you're sort of going through this area, you're noticing that it's fairly well worn, especially the floor, which has sort of... there were lots of footprints to it. They are quite old. Several weeks at the most. Now there's sort of just a layer of dust or other sort of debris that you might not want to think about that has been falling from, again, the debris onto the floor. So this was a fairly heavily walked route, but it hasn't been for quite some time.
Okay. I'll keep going.
All right. You can move your token to wherever you wish. If you want to stop beforehand, you can. You can sort of see a ramp in the middle of the thing, and this is basically a ramp or something that has been made into the debris. You could very easily get to the top of it from there. No climb checks or anything required.
Yeah, I guess I'll go that route. No indication of other movement other than Zydrone?
From where you are, no. You could hear, because now you're officially on the map, as it were, this large box. It's probably about 12 feet high, and as you can see, it's about 20 feet across. And it is making sort of low rumbling sounds, mostly mechanical in nature.
That's this here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Think of it as grinding of gears that don't quite fit.
Okay, I guess I'll go up top, work my way up there.
Okay.
Get kind of a top-down look.
And you can sort of see this cart sort of just meandering on and down the line, as it were.
Okay. Are there windows in this
No,
room?
it is sort of a solid construction as far as you can see.
And the only entrance is probably the door that the cart came out of.
Mm-hmm. Which you couldn't
Okay,
actually
what's-
see from this angle, but...
Yeah. What's this over here? Is it doors? Are they open?
No, it is not doors. It appears to just sort of go down into a cave. Again, you know, the debris is stacked up, and there is some sort of area that has been hollowed out in the middle of the debris, and the tracks continue on down.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump down and come over here and quickly take a gander in this thing.
The box itself is sealed right now.
So I don't see snakes.
You do not see snakes.
Okay. I'm going to peer down the cave.
Okay. The cave, there's a set of doors ahead of you. Both the doors do happen to be shut very firmly. I assume you're not actually trying the doors just yet.
Not yet. No.
They are pretty much the only thing that's not very dusty in this area. They and the tracks.
Can I tell what's causing the box to move forward? I mean, is it like gears? Is there a chain, like a bike chain? What's magic? What is...
Your best get would be
propelling this
something magic.
Okay.
Or sufficiently technologically advanced that you would have no idea.
All right. Well, is there a place that I can hide myself behind some debris and watch and see until it reaches those doors and see what happens?
Yes,
Okay. So you want me to make a stealth for that?
please. It's pretty good stealth. So again, it takes quite some time for it to go through, but eventually a sort of small, well, box-shaped hole opens up in the doors. The machine sort of pushes through it. If you've ever been in a place that have like the little flaps that hang down, it sort of goes like that. The doors sort of magically turn into this material. They're still the doors, but they act like, you know, they can bend and all that. It pushes through. The material sort of shuts back behind it.
Okay. I guess I will. I don't want to monopolize everybody else's time, so why don't you go ahead and...
All right. So around this time, the rest of the group arrives at the location. So you can move where you wish to move and how you wish to move. Just let me know what it is that you're doing.
Chirp, chirp.
Just like trying to figure out what I'm gonna do.
We are approaching from this sort of northwestern corner as well.
Right. I'll start heading that way.
Okay. The hags, of course, would sort of flank you, as well as Zoosh a little bit behind. Reg would probably stay back. The two rat folk would probably stay back.
Do we know that there's 2 entrances?
You do not. This one continues a little bit further down from where you are, because you are actually approaching from right here. I just have you sort of spread out in a line for convenience.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure exactly where we are.
Hmm.
I was thinking about taking some NPCs that way if we knew about it, but yeah, I'll probably come up in the first set of group with this group.
Okay. And Adrian.
Hi there.
Hi.
I honestly don't know what we're doing, so I'm just following the group.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're trashmen now, honestly.
Could be.
Yes.
So not being told otherwise, the rest of the people would begin to follow you through. We're still gonna kind of keep him as a blob because why not?
Yeah, they're just trash monsters.
Oh God.
Graham, are there rust monsters in here?
There could be.
Are
I'm
we
gonna laugh.
go?
I'm gonna laugh at all you guys if there is rust monsters.
Are we gonna go fight Oscar the Grouch's family?
Yes.
So we're not really in combat though, so we can like move way more than, you know, the 30 feet or whatever. We can, like, if we want to scope out this building or whatever, we can scope out the tracks.
Does landing on the quote-unquote cliffs look like it will enact an act of God and make me do a roll? Or can I land safely?
Landing on it, probably not. Honestly, taking off, you know, a little bit more force involved, there's a chance that would happen, but it looks fairly solid.
That's fine. I'll land then. Now that everyone's started showing up, and just kind of wait on the garbage heap in front of them all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna climb the mountain of trash.
I don't need to. I can fly.
Where are you saying you are?
Oh yeah, were you saying you are?
No, I'm not climbing the mountain of trash.
Yeah, I've been circling it above overhead.
Mm-hmm. So you do see Zydrone lands, and, you know, this pile at this point is probably about 30 to 40 feet tall, so, like, it's significant.
Keeps good watch for me. Or gives me a good watch, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll go check out the water. Is that actual water? Or is
That is
just...
actual water.
Okay.
So there's a couple of things about the water. The water is flowing from somewhere in the trash heap. You can't really tell from where it's coming because it looks like it's coming from fairly deep into it. And it appears to be flowing into this building. That said, the way it's flowing into it doesn't really make sense. There doesn't look like there's any intake pipes or anything like that. It looks like it's pressing up against, or, you know, flowing into or onto the walls of the building, and then it's just, you know, going into it as if it were, a permeable wall of some sort.
Is it brackish? Is it clear?
It is clear.
I'm gonna stick my finger in it.
It's wet.
And take a cup my hand and take a little taste.
Okay, roll me a Constitution.
That's what that's kind of what I was afraid of, but that's why I said a little taste, not a big taste.
Down at Tadpole, like, really?
Yeah. I didn't take a big gulp. I just took a little taste.
It's unpleasant. Somewhere, even though it's clear, it's very readily apparent that it's passing through several bodies at some point.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Don't drink the water.
I haven't questioned much we've done across this campaign. That's one I'm going to question.
Excuse me.
But my hand or my finger doesn't have it. It's not tingling or rotting or
no.
All right.
Nothing quite that bad.
Yeah, man, you just got mummy rot. Enjoy.
Yeah, thanks. Makes all my hair fall off. Oh, I don't have any
I
hair.
feel a tiny bit queasy, maybe, but nothing serious.
Okay.
Mummy rot. Imagine if that's all mummy rot did is take some hair away from you. not like permanently decrease HP and stuff.
All right, I'm going to investigate this room more.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for any openings other than secret openings, anything like that.
Sure. Investigation, if you would, please. Would anyone like to help her?
Yeah, because I need help.
Well, the
I will.
Yeah, unless someone else moves forward, the only
I'd-
closest person is
Yeah,
Adrian.
I'm just
who-
not there to move my token, but I'll get closer and help.
I got you.
If it looks like my help is needed, I'll come down, but at the same time, I'm not going to just give up a 40-foot vantage point.
Right. You said you can't roll. I'll roll for you real quick. Rick.
Again, the buttons won't work. There we go.
Investigation.
Hey guys, I have a +9.
Oh, okay, so you can. I don't know why I thought that wouldn't be a good skill for you.
It's intelligent.
Yeah, that's why I'm questioning my thoughts on that.
The building itself seems to be sealed completely. The corners end in impossible right angles, by which I mean, this is something that is obviously crafted. And it's to a level of perfection that one does normally not see in some sort of building. On closer inspection, it looks like it's more made of metal than of stone or anything like that, which is fairly uncommon enough in the city. There don't appear to be any entrances into it. Again, even the water sort of enters or seems to enter in through sort of a process of osmosis or whatever, where it's simply passing through the walls of the material without any openings. The tracks lead directly into it, and on closer inspection, there does not appear to be any gaps between the walls and the tracks themselves.
No seams of any kind?
No seams of any kind. If you would have had to have guessed, it was just one solid rectangle of metal made to very exacting dimensions.
And same with the ceiling?
Yes. Now, do you climb onto it?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you put your hands on the thing itself, your fingertips start to very slowly pass through it.
Oh.
And if you pull your hand back, your hand is stuck.
It's a
Okay.
mimic. It's a mimic.
Oh, guys. So I basically can't pull my hand away.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go all the way through?
Do I want to?
Yeah. Let's see what's next on. Why are we doing this?
Well, you can't come back, so why not go forward?
I mean,
Hey.
she hasn't made a strength check or anything either.
Well,
I
I
assume
mean,
group-
can I try?
Yes.
Yeah, I assume Grim is meaning more like, you know, it's like a mimic's adherence or something.
Athletics?
Where you'd actually need to try.
Athletics?
You can roll me athletics. It's probably closer to a straight strength check, but we'll go for it. You have the option of pulling your hand away. It does not seem like it's going to let go of you. So you can rip your hand free, but it would be literally ripping your hand free. You take a point or two of damage.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna rip my hand away.
Okay. So, again, your fingertips were sort of lightly into it, because, you know, if you touch something that's sticky like that, you pretty much instantly know that it's sticky. Your entire hand wasn't flat against it or anything
Yeah.
like that. You pull your hand away, and, well, your skin, or scales, rather, sort of rip free. You take a point of
Ow, ow,
damage,
ow,
which is mostly irrelevant. You see your scales sort of being pulled into whatever the box is.
What's in the box?
I have an idea. Let's throw one of the skeletons on top and see what happens.
I like that idea. Do it, Adrian. Walk your bony boys into it.
I walk one bony boy into it.
So sure. Again, the same thing sort of happens that I described. It starts to walk forward into it. It appears to start getting stuck. It continues moving into it. There comes a certain point where it looks like it can no longer walk forward because, again, it's sort of stuck into it and can make no more forward progress. At that point, it's very obvious that it begins to get absorbed into the box.
Is it going through the walls or the ceiling?
Well, he said he walked it into, so I'm assuming the walls.
What happened exactly again? I kind of.
So I thought the walls were solid. Can I get a stick and poke the wall? Does it go through the wall? Because I thought I had.
Well, you started to climb up to it, but in order to climb up to it, you had to touch it, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was when you first touched it that you noticed a sensation. The
But
skeleton.
the walls and not the ceiling.
Correct. The wall's not the
Okay.
ceiling.
Oh, okay.
At the very
Got
least. I mean, you do not
Okay.
know.
I
if-
thought the walls were solid and there was a ceiling that was porous or permeable. Okay. Which is fine. Doesn't really matter either way. I just was curious.
If you get a stick and sort of poke it, the exact same thing happens. You know, it's sticky. You cannot pull it back without breaking it. It eventually begins to draw the entire stick in.
Can you go through the top, Zydro?
Can't hear you from all the way up here.
Yeah, and
Sorry, there's one thing I'm not gonna do, and that's land on the super sticky, squishy building.
Oh, come on.
Well, we can
Don't-
go through the walls.
Don't be a party pooper.
I just want to know if gravity will take you through.
Like, the science part of me wants to be like, yeah, sure, but the part of me that's already lost a character is like, yeah, nah. I think it would be safe to assume that the rest would be much a likeness. I'm just seeing what spells we might be able to use against it to find out what it is.
two really quick questions. They're similar questions, but about two different things.
Mm-hmm.
How tall is the house, and how tall is this?
This is about, again, sort of 20, 25, 30 feet. It sort of varies all around through it. The house is about 15 feet tall. So yes,
someone-
it is higher than the house.
So someone could jump from here to the top of the house without relative danger.
Go on, Rick. Do it. And I'll try and...
Someone could conceivably do that without relative danger of falling amiss.
Let's just throw a rock on there first. Big old rock on there and see if it goes through. I mean, we got 25 strength, so.
So fine.
Why is everyone so much smarter than me?
Because you're the barbarian.
Yeah, so I just grab a piece of rubble, a big piece of rubble, and throw it on top. Does it slowly sink in?
Sure, you grab something, softball sized or something like that, and you toss it up, and well, you can't exactly see it. Zydrone certainly can, and again, the same sort of thing happens. It just sort of slowly osmosises its way down into the
Okay.
structure.
Now I'm getting a little upset. I'm going to pull my shovel out of my bag of holding and start digging next to the wall and see if it goes down under the ground. The walls, go down, or if I can go up underneath this thing.
Okay. About how close are you digging to it?
I mean, right up to it.
Okay.
I'll start further away, go down, and then move in because I don't want this shovel to get stuck on the wall after the, very first spade.
Who would make
Or
that
even if you-
happen?
Yeah,
Even
I
if
had
you're
to.
shoveling some dirt and turn too far to the side and your elbow gets caught in the wall.
Yeah, or worse, my dress.
Let's see if it's a living thing. I don't have this set up because it's just copied on my sheet, but as she's digging, I'll do a fly past. And use my breath weapon, seeing as it's a spell that isn't a spell.
It does not appear to damage it. In the sort of conventional sense,
Conventional, yeah.
that would be something, again, a living creature, you could definitely tell instantly whether it would be doing
Yeah.
damage.
That was more of a test of what it was. Is like, are we actually dealing with a giant mimic? Is it going to react to being frozen?
No, it does not react in such a way. However, the sort of gear grinding sound does get sort of louder and possibly more distressed sounding. It was a sort of a nasty screeching sound to begin with. Again, where gears don't quite fit up, so there was like some scraping to it. It gets a little bit worse.
I do the dragon equivalent of, hey, look, guys, I did a thing.
Oh,
The thing is, I can't speak.
dragons can
Oh.
speak, can't they?
Do that thing again.
I might be able to, actually. I can speak Draconic. So would that
Also,
translate? Would that translate to me being able to use other languages?
You can talk to me and I can talk to everyone else.
Yeah.
I know Draconic.
Well, just
I
because
think
it's weird. 'cause
Tadpole knows Draconic. I think Adrian knows tongues.
your quote-unquote intellectual skills don't get changed by polymorph and wild shape and stuff like that, so I wouldn't gain its
Why does
languages.
it say
and
Dragonborn in
everything
my
like
spell list? What the fuck?
that. But I mean,
Racist.
if we want to, I can fly around until I recharge my weapon, which, I mean, the equivalent of 2 turns, and yeah, I'll do it again.
This time
Let's see
while
if we
he's
can
doing
break
it,
some trolls.
this time while he's doing it, I'm going to try and temperature shock it so he can ice and I can fire.
Okay.
When you do anything?
I mean, if you've got any spells or anything that does damage and doesn't,
I'll pull out
use
my
spell
wand of magic
slot.
missiles and use it.
So I love how we've
Fireball the
just
entire
all just-
group is all I'm hearing. Got it.
I just love how we've all just decided to start beating up on this poor building.
I know.
Zitron's just like, I did a thing, and then we're all like, let's all do a thing.
two things sort of happen. Unfortunately, for one, there's no synergy between, the fire and the ice breath.
Damn.
But every time we sort of attack it, the groaning gets ever so slightly, almost imperceptibly, worse and more sort of shrill sounding. Because you can imagine, metal scraping against metal, never a pleasant sound to begin with. Tadpole, you find that the building sort of extends about 10 feet down. You've got a ton of strength, so, the digging is not much of a problem, and you're making good progress with it.
After 10 feet, does it stop?
Yes.
Oh. Keep digging.
Do we keep going till we destroy it, guys?
Oh, hold on. Let me see what's. I may have found something out here. So, is there like a bottom lip?
And
Well, yes. I mean, at a certain point, it does obviously end. Underneath it, I need you to first roll me an athletics check. Okay, you do not use your shovel. Underneath it, the floor, as it were, or rather the very bottom of it, still sort of continues on. It is again at this sort of impossible right angle, and the floor itself, or rather the bottom again, is made up of this strange material as well.
Okay, so.
Should be noted that it is not absorbing the stone that is, basically sitting upon.
Okay, but if I take a stone or a stick and poke, since I'm a little bit underneath it, poke it, does it stick?
No, it would not.
Okay. Can I try to break the floor?
Sure.
I guess I'll take I think I've got a pickaxe. Let me check here.
Now,
Oh,
it would
I
take
feel
you quite some time to sort of give enough room to properly swing a pickaxe, up. Right now, at this point, you have, barely gotten a hold down to it.
Okay. Well, I'll just keep digging until we get to that point and let the guys decide what they want to do with while
while
they're doing that.
Tadpole's doing that, do you want perception or investigation for a to search for hidden doors, quote unquote?
There would be an investigation on this one.
Damn.
Yeah.
Let me
Like-
rely on my good skills, because I don't see shit.
Can I do an Arcana check on it while we're doing this?
You can.
I was going to ask, is anyone arcana'd the actual building itself yet?
Oh, gosh. I mean, it's super magical. I mean, you've gotten used to it at this point, but, the stuff you're getting is, almost artifact level. You cannot exactly tell whether it is the building as a whole or merely the material that it is made out of, however. It's impossible to tell if, what's housing it is the metal or which you're getting back, or whether it's just the walls itself. But, whoa,
No.
this is some very impressive piece of engineering and, magical engineering put together.
Now,
Much to tell
what happened? What exactly happened to the skeleton again?
After it got it back basically as far as it could, it was absorbed into the building itself.
Guys, I'm walking into it. I must ascend further into undead.
So at some point in time as well,
Wait, before you do that,
the cart.
So you're gonna,
could you not send your owl?
yeah, I was gonna say, why not your owl?
Can't you telepathically communicate?
How did the owl go through?
The cart is beginning to slowly come back as well.
A jump in the cat.
You can't jump into the cart because, again, it's sort of a solid box as well. So I want you to rethink that one.
Is it not an open?
No,
Damn it!
we could put
It's like, oh, there's an easy way into the house. Just jump into the open cart, but it's not.
we could put corks on top of the cart.
It's still going slow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, send the owl in. You got time to do that.
No, Adrian just left real quick to use the restroom, however. So I'm going to take this opportunity to refill my coffee. I'll be right back.
Yay!
See, I'm wondering if I can osmosis in by just standing here and waiting for the cat to push me in, or maybe the cat might just crash me into the wall and kill me.
You see if the cart is sticky too.
Didn't you already touch the cart?
Nope.
Okay.
So now, I'm back. Did the skeleton just walk all the way through and get absorbed, or like did it just get absorbed? Like, does it have to get to a
Grim's
certain
gone to
point?
get coffee. He's not there at the moment.
Oh, I'm asking then. Like, it went all the way in, right? Didn't just get immediately eaten.
I pictured it more
what?
of like a, it got to basically inside, quote unquote, the wall to where it would have been flat against the wall and then would have been absorbed out of sight. But that's something you'd ask Grim.
I'm saying I should just stick my head in.
You don't have 25 strength, I don't think, and plus I don't think you want to have to pull the skin off your head.
I should stick my
Yeah,
arm in.
That might be more than one damage.
Just stick my arm.
Yeah, I think if you stick your head in, then you with your head all the way in.
Just put your face on them there. I mean, that's no real loss, if you.
Not anymore, anyway, since the whole undead part.
Just accidentally forget that the house does that thing. Lean up on the side of it.
Guts. Before someone gets themselves killed, what kind of spells do you have? Because I still don't actually know your spell list too well, aside from what you use in combat.
Let's see.
Because I was
Let me just
thinking of heating metal it, but
I
At the
have
same
heat
time.
metal. I have okay. So my cantrips are vicious mockery, light, minor illusion,
Alright, I'm
and
back.
shillelagh. Cure wounds, healing word, dissonant whispers, thunder wave, protection from evil and good, levitate, invisibility, entangle, fairy fire, ray of sickness, phantasmal force, heat metal, blindness, deafness, fly, hold person, acid arrow, which I can only use once a day.
My next question.
Hmm.
Do we have the walls with us?
we left them behind.
We left those in the tangle.
Yeah.
Wait, we did?
Yeah, it was. I was thinking heat metal as well, because I've got that too, but like,
Now,
not to be sounding a little bit like an asshole, but I actually need my spell slots for combat and stuff. Meanwhile,
know.
yours can kind of be more used utilitarian.
You asshole.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
But Grim,
How dare you say something like that?
did skeleton get immediately absorbed? Did they actually have to go to a certain point inside?
It had to go to a certain point inside. It did not immediately get absorbed, just like Tadpole didn't immediately get pulled into it.
Now, Tadpole's getting pulled into it. Did the skeleton get pulled into it? Or did the skeleton just walk in?
Yeah, the skeleton walked in to a certain point to when it could no longer move again. Couldn't make any
But like
forward
nothing was
movements on its own.
forcibly moving it. It was just his own movement.
Yes, when it got to a point where it could no longer forcibly move again, it got pulled in.
so there's no suckingness to it.
Hey, can you control your skeletons? Can you tell your skeleton to walk out?
Do I feel the link to it anymore?
You do not.
Okay.
Oh.
So should we send Rick or Corks in on the cart, which is still moving slowly in?
Just one thing. Is the cat sticky?
Touch it and find out.
Yeah.
Now, where's the cart goes over here again? Did it just drop stuff off, or?
There is a sort of door, and it passed through the door.
Can I look at the door?
Mm-hmm.
Is it kind of the same material? Is it magic?
Give me an Arcana check. Most of the door is just sort of a normal stone door. However, there is a, cart size sort of section of the door, exactly the dimensions of the cart, which is sort of radiating the same sort of magical whatnot as well. It should be noted that the tracks themselves are radiating this magic as well.
Could I touch the magic?
Say what?
I touched the magic in the door, the little barrier thing.
You touch the magical area. Yeah, nothing happens. It feels just like a solid stone door.
Huh.
I want to touch the cat. I want to see if it's sticky.
This could
Like
be a
the
really
houses.
bad idea, but I have an idea.
All right.
First, let Rick touch the cart.
Rick, you touch the cart. Again, it's a very sticky thing. You're touching it basically from the angle you're at because, why not? You cannot pull away from the cart. The cart is very slowly moving towards you. You have to sort of think fast.
Can I jump on top of the cat?
You certainly can. It is slightly
It's
awkward to do.
I think it would be pretty awkward, but yeah.
Okay.
Rick,
Your hand still stuck to the cart. You then sort of jump onto the cart. Give me an acrobatics check, please.
while he's doing that,
I'd love to see how this turns out. Acrobatics.
Yes.
Acrobatic. Yes, dexterity.
Mhm.
Not strength.
You're not great at it. Having your hand sort of kept immobile is not certainly making anything easier. So you don't exactly land on your feet on the cart. Rather, you land mostly on your knees. You sort of unceremoniously jumped onto it. You got jerked by your arm a little bit. And now your knees and legs are stuck fast to the cart.
I like to yell, hey Zeus, remember what you said earlier about making sure we don't kill ourselves?
Zeus was sort of back with the rest of the group on this one, the other NPCs. She was chatting. Rick, give me a
I'll let you know.
perception check, please.
Do you want to be saved, Rick?
See, I kind of want to go inside.
Can I just do one thing before he kills himself?
Yes.
Can I just have the skeleton touch the wall over here with his hand?
Again, sort of same thing. He's stuck fast to it. It does not feel like it is pulling him in, however.
Okay. Let's have him stand there with his hand in the wall.
Oh,
Damn
uses
Damn
luck
it.
point, gets the fucking 20 on the advantage roll.
That's some bullshit.
All right, so Rick.
Out of a 7 and a 6, I'll pick a 7.
Well, I believe you used the new one, don't you? no matter what?
No.
I think like you get to choose.
Oh,
You
okay.
choose
Fair
which
enough.
of the D20s is used. Oh, Rick, you've got until
Hi,
you
Riley.
touch.
I just heard a sound that
You've
sounded
got
like
till
a
you touch the
lightsaber.
building before I can't help you anymore. So you have till
And
then.
it sounded exactly like a lightsaber.
Yeah.
What's that?
Scribbles donating sort of debris wall. See, this wall is going further in. Would you like to say hi to everybody, kiddo?
Yes. Hello.
Hello, Riley.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Everyone said hi, and then she ran away.
Hello.
All right.
Yes.
Here, take
Yes,
your
yeah,
papers right now, kiddo. I'll look at them a little bit later. Just drop something.
That's
we
what
can-
Pap's gonna bring me to the Dollar Tree.
Inside.
Okay.
But
All right. I'm sorry if you were talking to me right then. I didn't.
everything's alright. I was talking to Zedron because he's saying, "Oh, you've got till you get to the house before I can save you." He's just saying, "I want to go in, but yeah, it's all a little bit ominous."
no, Rick.
Well, I can maybe still send you in. I just don't know what's going to happen afterwards. But I can make it so you aren't going in directly yourself. You will be safe as long as it happens. It's just whether we can recover you afterwards or not.
Choose the belt
Okay,
of teleportation.
I don't understand that bit.
Actually, yeah, chuck the belt of teleportation on, and then I'll chuck you in the unoccupied lamp, and put the lamp on top of the what's it called?
And that's how you lost the lamp.
And Rick,
Yes.
because he just switches with the cursed being.
Yeah, I don't think the belt of teleportation would help, but maybe the lamp.
Rick, roll me insight.
Insight. This is a weird roll for this point in time.
Rick, you are starting to regret your plan.
This building seems a lot bigger than 15 feet all of a sudden. It
It's
seems
looming
very
in front of you.
Gonna start struggling.
And seeing him
Can
struggle.
Can I get off? Can I get off the minecart now?
Seeing him struggle, I will pull out the unoccupied lamp and, assuming he doesn't resist me, trap him inside of it, and then dump him back out on the ground.
Zydron, roll me a 1d100, please.
Oh shit.
So...
This sounds good.
Your lamp sort of begins groaning as these two objects are basically fighting for control of Rick at this point. That's probably the best idea of sensation that you sort of get.
Whoops.
However, I managed to roll the complete inverse of what you did.
That can't be good.
Yeah, actually, it is pretty good. The lamp actually wins out, and Rick is sort of forcibly ripped away from the cart. It should be noted that he has sunk down, certainly more than he thought he was sinking down into it. And as you sort of rip him from it, he takes 20 points of damage.
Kind of
Which is not a
damage.
lot.
Oh, wow.
Not a lot for Rick. Yeah, what kind of damage? Because he probably gets it halved.
I don't believe he's raging.
I'm not raging.
Well, so what
Ah,
kind of
yeah.
damage?
I guess it would be probably more slashing damage than anything. But again, it doesn't exactly fit well because, there's nothing in 5th edition rules for pulling as far as I know.
Force damage.
Huh?
Force damage.
Force?
Yeah.
I suppose so.
Force is
It
usually
is
just
ripping my skin off, right?
Yeah.
quote unquote magic damage.
Well, again, it isn't
Force is
exactly
considered magic
magical damage either.
No, but
But
like
if it's
that's
brute
what
damage,
force is usually,
if it's physical and it can remove skin, I would think slashing, because
That's what I would
both
guess.
piercing
as
and
well.
bludgeoning can't remove skin.
Yeah.
I mean, raw neither can slashing really, unless it's from a Vorpal blade.
Well,
Adventurous
you
better.
yeah.
you're gonna have better chance of removing someone's skin slashing at them than stabbing or bludgeoning them.
You've never used the right stabbing tools.
It's kind of a point where the rules kind of get us,
I've used-
a
yeah,
little.
Use the right skinning.
We're splitting hairs, really.
Yeah.
But we saved Rick at least.
Yeah.
But Rick, you are saved from what you are entirely sure was bad.
Anyhow, now that Rick's not dying, I'd like to cast a ritual.
Yes.
Now that Rick's not even here, do we keep him, guys, or do we just leave the lamp here?
Identify.
Let's touch the big boy.
What is the?
On the
Can
big
you
one.
ping the things in the lamp?
Can you?
I didn't actually write them down. I just
it
know
should
it's
still be
like
on the
a-
handout, which you
Oh, yeah,
still
yeah.
should have access to.
Oh yeah, the handout.
I think it's like a
Yeah, because I was
piece.
just thinking, I can't get out my own now, can I? You have to let me out.
Yes,
It
I
doesn't
actually-
exactly fit any known spell that you know, Adrian. But what the metal at least does is what you've sort of seen, but this basically confirms it. It makes a permeable substance that is certainly made to protect whatever's inside it and to draw in anything that happens to become in contact with it. Once it gets inside, you're not entirely sure, because it also seems to be blocking what you can get from the inside. But yes, you know, once you go into it, you're not made to come out of it, except for some very perhaps the double very wasn't ready, unless a certain circumstance is met, and whatever the circumstance is whatever's going on inside of it.
Speaking of dead, because I've noticed it doesn't pull me or the skeletons in, just living people.
Well, I mean, again, the first skeleton did get to a point where it got pulled in. You know, that's how you lost it.
Yeah, in the center, but everything else is getting pulled in at the edge. Well, this one is just standing there. Without his hand now.
I don't quite know what you mean at the
I'm
center.
saying, like, Tadpole and Rick are getting stuck and pulled in. The skeleton was just stuck.
Right. Tadpole was not actually getting pulled in either.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, nothing to see you guys. Let's go somewhere else.
Well, yeah. Well, as soon as I get out of the lamp, I would say, well, I thought that was a good idea, but I got closer, and I'm pretty sure I was going to die.
How
I thought it was a
damaged?
good idea. Turns out, I don't think it was a good idea.
How damaged is the metal?
It physically does not look damaged at all, although, again, it is making a very much more distressed metal-on-metal sound from the inside.
Fuck it. Should we both just hate metal guts?
What could damage
You can do
whatever's
that.
inside of it? Maybe we should just, like, peel it apart. Let's see what happens when the cart goes inside.
The cart begins going inside. It has reached it, and again, it appears to be basically a smooth transition. Like, there's nothing opening up into it. There's no gaps in whatever in between. It just appears as it's just osmosing on into it. When it
whatever.
goes into it, you hear what can only be described as a blood-curdling scream that continues on for quite some time.
Alright, Tadpole,
Yeah.
cast silence.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does Guts or Tadpole have silence?
I'm still digging away.
at this point, with the cart reaching to about where it is, you've probably given it enough room to actually go ahead and, give your pickaxe a pretty good swing towards the up direction.
Part of me wants to heat metal.
And so I assume you do so?
Spell magic.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see one thing just right quick.
I'm not sure if this is the way this works. I'm not entirely sure how to use this spell.
What
But-
spell?
That's what I love to hear.
Can I ask the trees
There are no
if they
trees.
know anything?
There are no
Ah.
trees in this area.
Tadpole, you make contact, and you make, fairly solid contact to the floor of this cube, or rather rectangle. You do not appear to damage it at all, but it should be noted that the pickaxe or anything is not stuck or anything like that. You can sort of visibly see a shockwave, just a small, tiny little tremor, radiate from where you struck to the rest of the bottom. The screaming inside gets louder.
But no damage at all.
It does not appear as if you damaged it, no.
I'm going to go up to the named NPCs,
Mm-hmm.
the secondary important character, or tertiary important characters actually, because we've got our party
That's right.
NPCs as well. So the third top of the list, and I'm going to ask probably more towards Orstat and Bramble and Ren, I guess, more than the martial classes. But have you lot seen anything to do with this before?
They would both shake their head no. Whatever this is new to them. That said, these are definitely troll-controlled territories, so they have not done much in the way of scouting of them. In fact, it's quite unusual that we've been here for so long, have made such the racket that we have, and that nothing has come to investigate, or rather, no one. Depending on whether you think trolls are people. You racist.
Okay, I'm going to go back out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably overthinking this, but I'm going to talk to, because I did not see the cart go back in, correct?
You did not. No, you were.
Did anybody watch the cart go in?
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of the NPCs are.
Because it's going so slow, did it take more than one turn to go in?
Yes, it would have taken 2 to fully go through it.
Okay. Were you able to see inside at all, even a little bit,
No,
as it went in?
Were we?
you were not. And again, it
Identified.
appeared as if there were no seams or anything like that.
It literally just
No,
kind of went through the wall.
Mhm.
melded with it.
Okay. Well, I guess I can't shadow step in and shadow step out. And I can't damage the floor. I'm going to go back down and just hit it several times and see if, I assume this could be the same, but you never know.
Sure.
No, is this just metal? Is this magical? Can it be seen as living at all? Or is it most like magical?
It's most like magical, not living. Like, I'll straight up.
Can I take an Arcana check to see if I can dispel it?
Sure. But give me 1 second, because I'm...
Oh, okay.
That roll counts. That roll counts.
Yeah, we can count that roll, but...
The one good thing about Roll20 over playing in real life, you can keep the rolls that you
Yeah,
rolled when the
because
DM
they're
was
right
away from the
there.
table.
You don't seem like you're making sort of any progress with damaging the bottom. Every time you do hit it, the screams that are coming from most likely inside it, get slightly louder. Then they die down a little bit. You hit it again, it gets louder as well. Adrian, you could probably dispel it. It would take you some time and some pretty specialized resources to do, which you may have a bit of a hard time getting at this point in time.
So 2 or 3 of us casting Dispel Magic at the same time won't do anything?
No. It could probably help, but again, you're looking at undoing, sort of artifact levels of magical item, quote-unquote, here. It's possible. It would just take time and physical materials to do.
Whilst we're still trying to hurt it, I'm gonna make it glow.
It does not glow.
Okay, so it's not actually metal, guys. Or else it has a very strong constitution.
Well, something's happening. Your spell is going off on it. But it's not glowing or anything like that.
You're reinforcing its magic.
It is actually reacting as if it was metal, or there was metal within it or something like that.
Yes, your spell works on it. It just doesn't have any visible effect on it. Again, the screaming inside, it gets a bit louder.
Guts.
Certainly for as long as the spell is going on.
We're hurting it.
Yeah, maybe we just need to hurt it more. Guts, come melt it with me. Heat metal.
Have we tried to talk to it?
No.
Talk to a building? What are you, ridiculous? We could just sit here and attack it, though.
I continue casting Magic Missile at it.
I'll move closer and cast Heat Metal.
Say, are you sentient?
Again.
Oh, can I, knock on it?
That would be ill-advised.
Okay, I won't touch it then.
Because you don't have 25 strength to pull yourself away.
I do not.
Well, we can get you a new arm. Go ahead. Don't touch it.
Actually, yeah. You can disassemble. You can probably just give up an arm and then borrow one of his.
I could, but why don't we just use someone else's arm?
Okay, fine.
That's good thinking. But why use the disposable arm when we can use one that can't be replaced easily?
I'm just saying, losing an arm is still not ideal.
No, of course.
There's the pile of dead bodies around here.
Is the track sticky?
No, the track itself is not sticky.
And is the cave sticky? It is, right? The cave entrance is sticky.
To the cave, like the door? No, it is not.
Yeah. Okay.
No, note, the entrance the cart goes through is also magical stone.
Mm-hmm.
The stone above it doesn't seem to be magical.
Correct. It is basically, again, sort of a door with a magical area cut out into it.
Yeah, Tadpole Rick, come over here. Punch the thing above the magic.
I'll get my pickaxe and start going at it.
At the door?
I'm gonna punch it.
At the part of the wall over here that's not magic.
The door? It's a stone door. I'm not sure. Maybe something got lost in translation, but it is a stone, double doors thing. And then inside... Okay.
Yeah.
But there's no seam, though, right?
We've got a siege weapon and a miniature siege weapon.
We're punching the stone door again.
The stone door does not have a seam, correct?
The door itself is a normal door. There's just this magical area in it. This is where I'm getting a little lost in translation.
I just want them to break the door open.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's unlocked, Grim. I don't care
I'm
if it's
just
unlocked.
walking up and punching the door before even checking if it's
Yeah.
open or not. I'm just
Right.
That's how
he
you do
said
stuff.
he said punch the door, so I've just
Yeah.
rocked up and started punching.
You don't
Barbarian,
check
I
the
have
door
a
knob.
plan. The plan.
We punch the door open. Excuse me one moment.
You gotta make the dramatic entrance.
And I
I'm gonna go
That
stand
shows
over
them
here.
that we have flair and we have style.
Yes.
Whoever's in that cave has just heard like 5 or 10 minutes of this blood-curdling screaming.
But if they're in the
coming from
cave, they know the
outside.
crowd would be here.
And
They
then
probably use the
knocking.
door. You're all the one who knocks.
So,
Hey guys, look, we have a map change. We did what we were supposed to do.
We advanced the storyline.
you get
after
to
an
ignore
hour and a
any
half.
sort of numbers and things like that because it does not necessarily line up with what
But
we
Grim,
have set.
I wanted to investigate the wording that says 1 square is 5 feet.
No, that is engraved on the floor.
Is that some kind of some kind of magical rune over there?
Hey, wait, what does that say? Back up a little.
Guys, careful. Careful. I think we're in the first area.
Oh my god. You can pull your tokens onto this map if you wish. You have sort of punched open the door. I realize that the track does not continue on through this area right here. However, it does. It goes straight down to the other area. We had sort of a perspective shift.
Oh, so this is the outside here. Yep. I
Yes.
see where we are now.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
why he's so big.
But
Why does
am
that
I
keep
in the right place?
happening?
He's holding Alt, I think.
I will drop my heat metal and come over.
If there was anyone in here, they just heard a bunch of screaming and then a bunch of knocking.
I will also
Like,
tell
hello?
any of the NPCs that are combat oriented to be on their guard while we go check out the spooky cave.
Are you leaving them back there, or are you bringing
Why
them
don't we
up?
take a small group in and leave the rest of them to guard the NPCs, the
Yeah.
helpless? Like,
If we would like, I can simply move everybody right onto the map.
I mean, I only really care about Zeus and Reg. Bring them in. And probably Hart. Nah, Hart should stay and defend.
Yeah, even though I want Hart to come in so we can kill him and take his shit, it would be nice to have a doorman.
Oh, I can't undo it.
Did you
Oh,
just
God.
did you just create a rock collapse on our heads?
Oh,
Yep.
oh, there we go.
Reckon like 3/4 of the skeletons just get pulverized.
By an avalanche, yeah. Whoa!
Rocks fall, y'all die. I believe you're pulling, like, from the edit screen and not from the tab itself is what makes it all big like that. You have to pull from your name where things are listed.
Who's that aimed at?
Guts.
That's right, because I think
Do you just have your size set to like huge or something?
Nah, because when
don't
I pull
think so.
from her name, it pulls the thing correctly. It should be noted that we are not on a, locking grid. We are instead on, loosey-goosey rules for hexes, so try to watch. The cavern, again, sort of iffy, opens up through the doors. We can see that the track extends further. There's a very dim light coming from orbs set to either side of you. It does not actually look as if they are projecting light, more that they themselves are lit up. So you can sort of see them in the dark, but they themselves are not giving away enough light to see by. If you have dark vision, you can see there are curtains set up to either side of the hallways in several ways. There are stone pillars that appear to be made from stacked bricks, stacked blocks, stacked something that they've gathered from whatever the detritus around them has been, and then been worked on. It's been carved at some point. It's been manipulated, somewhat crudely, it should be noted, but it has been done. On them each are, again, sort of these 4 light sources that you can pinpoint, but aren't really giving off enough light for you to see by. So you could sort of see something like this ahead of you as well.
What module is this from?
No idea.
Because it's quite obviously from a module.
Yes. If I look at the top, it is King Snur's Hall. I couldn't exactly tell you.
It sounds like Icewind Dale, the campaign that's set there.
Could very well be.
Oh, not Tomb, Horde. Oh, if no one else is going to go in, I will start making my way in. Oh no, I have to set up my token with my HP and stuff.
I'll do the same.
Okay. So what we'll do is sort of our typical thing while we're doing our dungeon exploration, which is moving by turn order at the very least. We can track it if we want. We don't have to necessarily track it. Although it should be noted we're not, exactly in a fight or anything like that. So if you want to move out of turn, by all means you can. But this is just something handy to keep making sure we're all moving forward as a group.
So roll initiative?
Yes. So we can all roll initiative, and again, we're not exactly keeping it, so don't worry if you roll low. Would you like to bring any of the NPCs with you? Zoosh would certainly want to follow you, if only to keep you out of trouble.
Go up to Zoosh.
I will bring Reg on my back like a backpack.
Okay, so
Then you shall become fresh.
there is a Zoosh.
I'd like to go talk to Zoosh.
Would you like fresh with that?
I shall be right back, sorry.
Any other NPCs before we do the conversation with Zoosh?
No, I don't care.
No, we good.
Okay. So Zoosh has been doing some work in the past week or so that we've had sort of our altercation. We've had some changes and whatnot. She has been doubling down basically on her studies. She has gotten to the point where she is maintaining an object floating around her. She's been gifted the Ion Stone, or Eon Stone, or however you want to pronounce it, by yourself, Adrian, and she is mimicking sort of its abilities with what is basically a very small stone. So in addition to the Ion Stone floating around her head, there is a small stone floating around her head as well. You would certainly know that she is in some way, shape, or form maintaining a very limited form of the Animate Object spell.
What did I miss?
Zoosh. She been practicing. She is, again, maintaining a very limited form of the Animate Object spell, but almost as if it was given some sort of permanency. She has an Ion Stone that was gifted to her by Adrian floating around her head, and she has a small stone doing the same thing as well that she is mimicking. She does have her...
Ion Stone?
Excuse me?
Is it the ion stone floating around it?
It is an ion stone and
there are
a
two.
regular stone, it sure looks like.
Oh, okay.
She is maintaining a certain level of concentration, so she is slightly distracted if you come and talk to her.
And it is okay to have Reg with me?
Yes. I believe
Yes,
I
that's-
rolled something for Reg.
Ah, cool.
Yes.
I was just going to have him as a
I was-
backpack.
Reg is more sort of okay with things like that. It feels a bit strange having these claws sort of, into your fleshy bits, but it is what it is.
It's better than children being eaten.
I just remembered.
For as
I
evil as
remembered
we
that the
are, we've
bags-
got to draw a line somewhere.
This is fair. As you approach Zoosh Adrian, she gives you a curt nod.
I just want you to know that Big Brother Rick did something stupid and almost got eaten again.
Yes, I noticed. It's becoming increasingly clear to me that I cannot leave you all alone for much at a time. Well, I thought I could have a conversation, and I thought the rest of you could keep him from doing something stupid, as it were. Perhaps I was mistaken.
That's the spirit.
Stupid is what we do.
Why are your skeletons so big? If I pull a skeleton
know.
over there, will it be big?
They are. They're like,
It will be big. I don't know.
but like, one of our fresh tokens going on there, same size.
Yeah. These
Well,
are
he's trying to make skeletal miniatures.
Yeah.
I have those. I can make those. Should have kept that guy we killed forever ago. Oh no, I have his head still.
Either way, do you wish to move
I
their
don't.
skeletons on ahead first? Or would you
Sure.
like to keep them back towards you?
Another move in. I actually don't have the heads. I gave the heads to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rick.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna move up. Just go around, investigate. I'm gonna, actually, before I move up,
You're gonna what? I'm sorry?
I'm gonna check for traps.
Okay.
Is that investigation
perception.
or perception?
Perception.
I don't know. They're both the same roll for me, really.
Looks good.
But then I'm gonna move forward. Around about this far. Not exactly sure 30 foot.
Stop! Because although you did look for traps, you did not spot any. There were, in fact, traps. There was sort of a thin tripwire, as it were, placed across this hallway. It goes off and you hear some sizzling. You can see lined up around the edges there were barrels?
Sizzling. I am going to rage.
The barrels begin to explode one by one. Go ahead and roll me.
Does it look like we're going to be in the explosion zone?
The barrels.
Kind of hard for
They're
you to tell
probably
that
powder barrels.
immediately. Like, you know.
How many?
Usually traps go
how
off
many
and you don't
barrels
have a
can I
lot
see?
prepared. You see about 2 barrels. There's one here and one here.
Yeah. I don't know if I've got time to do anything else besides rage, but yeah, rage first plan.
Can you rage as a reaction? Or is it a bonus action? Either way, roll me a dexterity check, if you will.
Whether I can actually rage depends whether I get advantage, because I have that, but I'm
It's a
still
bonus
looking
action,
for
so
my thing.
yeah, I'm afraid you can't. You take.
Yeah, there's that, but that doesn't say anything about making a reaction.
Whoops. That was actually hidden, but you take 5 points of fire damage. The interesting thing is that the explosions sort of continue very shortly down the hall. Your best guess would be that there were barrels down this hall, and they are sort of exploding in sequence.
So I actually still get resistance to fire damage because of being Ray Dragonborn without raging.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you would take 2 damage.
Yeah, I forgot I do actually have a little bit of resistance while not raging.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And so watch out, there was traps. I don't think they can go off again though.
Not very likely.
Let's not test that.
Not this trap, anyway. Well, if they didn't know we were here, they do now. Let's hope 46 isn't enough to hear that we were here.
Who knows?
46 is just the number of the things that here.
Yeah. That's just the number of skeletal minotaurs.
There's a room with 100 people next door. You just have to guess how many. We're coming out.
All right, the dragon wormling. Adrian?
I already moved it in, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, the owl, and then...
Also already moved it. Actually, no, it has movements. We're just doing by movement, I assume, right?
Yes.
That's where there's no grid. Okay.
All
I don't
right.
think it sees anything else.
Reg is sticking close to you, Zydron, because, that's what we're doing right now. Guts?
I will... move. It's right behind the worm.
Okay. Adrian, yourself?
I'm gonna wait.
All right, Zydron.
We are in a, stone cave?
You are in a cave comprised of debris. Again, whatever the stacking of the debris was, this is the main reason for it. It's piled high on top of you and has been since carved out by the looks of it.
So is it, what... This is just for spell knowledge, is it various parts of stone and everything? Or is
Yes.
it a mix of different stuff?
It is pretty much various parts of everything.
Well, in that case, I will prepare that and just walk with that prepared to sink into the ground if anything should happen.
Okay.
And I'll be that guy and dash even. See if I can get a view down that corridor a bit more.
Give me a perception check. And how far do you see?
Normal vision. So?
Okay. So you probably...
Yeah, I don't have any special visions or anything.
Yeah. And then what we're also going to do is sort of reveal this patch right here. That explosion has sort of worked a number on the quote-unquote structure above you. You can hear some rumbling and some falling in some places. If you were to guess, the debris on top of you is mostly sound. It is not going to probably survive too many more blasts like that, however.
Guys, I wouldn't suggest any more explosions if you can hear that above us.
Yeah, because I was totally planning on blowing this entire place up.
Well, with how you stomp around, you'd almost think so sometimes, Rick.
He's like, what?
Tadpole's turn.
But I will collapse this motherfucker. I will take an axe to the wall. Don't think I won't cave this motherfucker in.
Tadpole.
Okay, so these are set of curtains.
Yes.
Has anybody looked behind the curtains yet?
No.
I think I will go along the ceiling, walk along the ceiling, and then down and then slowly. Well, I'm going to check for traps on the curtain first, which is a
Perception.
Perception. Thank you.
Of course, ignore the 2B. But what you see ahead of you, or in this sort of small room tucked away behind a curtain, appears to be a mechanism for opening the doors.
Opening the front doors, you mean?
Yes. Were they not sort of unceremoniously, battering rammed, quote unquote, open?
Got it. All right. And that's the only thing that I can see in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have time to go to the other room and do the same?
You can. Nothing behind that.
All right. I don't know. So I'll just keep doing that until you tell me my turn is done.
Sure. If nobody has a problem with it, you could check all 4 of them. I mean, again, we're sort of not exactly in, but we're sort of moving. Zoosh will move forward. Back over to the skeletons. Ooh.
Well, that's what they're going to do. I'm just going to move the dragon now, too, for the sake of it.
Sure. Rick.
This is the door?
Yes, it is. And this is something inlaid into the floor. It looks like a stone circle of some sort, light radiating from it.
I might take an idea of Tadpole and come around to her and start searching behind curtains.
Okay. And again, if nobody has a problem with it, we can just sort of simplify that. And there is something behind this curtain. The wormling has moved. The owl, I believe, has moved too. Red is sticking with you. Guts.
Guess, I found a secret.
Yeah? What is it?
I'm gonna poke my head behind the curtain again, and then poke it back out. It looks to be a hallway.
A hallway? Does it look trapped?
That's a very good question.
Good question.
That is a very good question. Does it look trapped? No, it doesn't look trapped.
It does not look trapped.
I kind of narrow my eyes. I'm like, don't go in until I get there. And we're kind of shouting this back and forth.
Right.
I wonder if it's safe for me to dash, because I don't want to just fucking blast it.
I've dashed up there. I dashed.
Yeah, I'm a
up there,
dasher.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not going to set off the tripwire I set off.
No, just a different one.
You can't explode a powder keg twice.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah.
He says in a magical world where we can destroy the fabrics of reality.
Adrian.
Destroy the fabric of reality, but the only way you can destroy a powder keg twice is if you time travel, and you still can't do that in this game.
Actually, I did jump forward a few seconds.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
I believe that is a thing we have done.
In fact, time travel is the one thing we are able to do at the moment with the whole timey-wimey stuff.
Zydra.
Oh, can I actually investigate the area around me real quick?
Yeah. What specifically are you looking for?
If there's any more fucking traps we missed, mostly. Anything secret. Usual kind of, don't
I don't
die
know if you're looking for
shit.
anything specific, but go ahead and give me investigation then, please.
I don't see anything.
Shirley doesn't see anything. Again, you sort of come to the same conclusion that Zydrone came to, however, in that large explosions are sort of bad for the health of the area you are in.
Quite.
I will come over here with my boy Reg and check out this door.
All right. Yeah, boy. Opening it or checking it out?
I'll look at it first. Does it look like the magic stone and everything?
It looks like a normal door that also happens to, you would guess, have a chunk of the magical portion for the cart made out into it.
Well, staying away from the area, kind of, around the cart size, around the what are they called? Cart tracks.
Mhm.
I'll just call them. Yeah, I'll push the door open.
If he's opening the door, can I slip behind this curtain?
Sure, we'll allow that. You open the door. Frozen in place, and it should be... It's not a ice type frozen, it is an unmoving type frozen, are several trolls. They look, for all intents and purposes, like they are in the middle of eating a meal. However, they are unmoving.
Middle of what? Middle of what? You cut out.
I'm sorry, middle of eating a meal. However, they
Damn it,
are
Rob.
unmoving.
I was hoping you were going to say playing poker.
They're having a game. Having a game of horses and houses.
Adrian, this seems more like your kind of deal. They'll call Adrian over.
And if you wish, you can go ahead and mosey on over there out of turn. And anyone else who wishes to mosey on over can mosey on over.
Hey, so these are trolls.
I'll
What
do
are
that.
these?
This
Those are trolls as well. These are... Have we
Are
seen
they a
these
lot small?
trolls? They are smaller, however, they do look like trolls. Again, I can't remember if I've shown off what these ones look like. And judging by this, perhaps not.
I think we have encountered at least one of them before.
Yes. I
In
don't
the
exactly
group.
remember where or when, but I believe we
They're
have.
the group of them that we fought with the elemental ones. Weren't they the tall trolls or whatever they were?
Yes, they were at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, they have
I'm
been
not 100%
since
sure.
renamed.
Is that a weapon or is that a ship anchor?
It's a ship anchor made into a weapon.
weapon.
Yeah, because that definitely looks like an anchor, right? Like,
It is.
You could hold your boat, and he hasn't even made it into a weapon.
It
That
is
chain
literally
is just
an
the
anchor.
anchor chain. He's just
Yeah.
broken off an anchor and is swinging that shit around.
Yes. That is what a troll would do for a weapon. They're not exactly famed blacksmiths, are they?
Yeah, but I didn't know they could find fucking at least 2 rigs of ships, because they've got 2.
And with that, I will.
It is not
also-
exactly an anchor, but it is, something at the end of a chain.
I mean, I expect mine won't do much compared to what Adrian might be able to do, but could I Arcana/Insight
Mhm.
for what's happening? I'm going to insight it because it's my better check, so I might not know it's magical, but tell me what I can out of that from the situation.
Well, they have been magically, in some way, shape, or form, sort of frozen in whatever it was they were doing. You're not entirely sure how, but you can definitely, see the results.
And it's like a almost instantaneous sudden thing where they didn't get to react to what was happening, and also they're like, one of them might be halfway through taking a bite or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's
or
your
it
best
does
get.
look like-
Excuse me, best guess. Whatever it was they're eating or were eating has since sort of rotted away, it appears, though. That or they were eating something, rotten.
Yeah.
So it's not like if they weren't eating anything, does it look like it's a whole room thing? Like, has dust fell?
Yes, just, peering inside, you can tell that there is sort of a layer of dust on everything.
So it is just the trolls that have been frozen in time.
That's a reasonable guess, yeah.
Well, do we want to try diplomacy if they wake up, or do we want to have a fight today? Just out of character.
Oh, what I want to do is I want to go sit at the table.
Behind
and see if anything reacts.
Or rather, behind the skeletons, there is the cart that is beginning its progress. It has phased to the door, and it is starting to come through.
Well, this should be interesting.
Should I go sit at the table and see if anything happens?
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
I am asking the group.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yes.
I follow the cart too, honestly.
Well, the cart goes through this room by the looks of it.
Yeah.
But as Rick moves in, I'm going to prepare that spell as a reaction instead.
Okay. Stop! Well, you gave yourself the entire movement.
Yeah.
No worries.
How far should I go?
You literally step into the room, and the trolls animate.
And I blight the nearest one.
Okay.
Do you want me to re-roll the damage or just use that
No,
one?
that's fine. They get a Constitution save. Give me 1 second, because I need to bring up their token, or rather their
I'll
sheet.
Post the actual spell too.
Let's see. Constitution, yes. Against
that
DC
didn't
17, yes.
This-
For half damage, I believe.
Yes.
So 23.
So for this one, since it is something I can't do, the first thing I will be doing is raging.
Okay. The trolls begin to howl. They roll for initiative, so give me 1 moment. Oh my gosh, so many handouts.
Just saying, that is some really nice damage for that spell.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Blight is amazing.
Just fucking mwah. And if they're a plant, they just instantly take the max.
Yeah. Which I believe is like 8d8.
Yep. 8d8.
Oh, the tree guy we had.
No saving throw.
All right, Rick. I mean, you happen to be at the very top of the turn order anyway.
Well, yeah. Well, I rage then.
Yeah.
I mean, since it'll technically be now.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna rock up to this one that's just been blighted and, do what I do. I'm gonna hit him with a net.
Understood.
Twice. Maybe just once.
Just once. Oh my gosh, I closed much. Oh no, I didn't. It's right in the middle. Yes, just once.
I know it's terrible, but all I can think when I hear I would like to rage is grog.
The skeletons.
I would
will be
like
back
to
in
rage,
one brief
please.
moment using the restroom.
Alright.
You see, I actually took the rock catching feat, still raging.
Ah. This is like the worst thing we've done. No, there's that kid you killed.
Oh, thanks.
When did that happen? I forgot about that.
She pushes the. Is it a dryad into the lava?
No, it's the Draugrs.
What's a Draugr?
No, not Draugrs. The dark dwarves from the Underdark. I'm pretty sure they're Draugrs, aren't they?
I'm back.
I think you might be right. But yeah, she like Han Solo carbonites and even.
Yeah. Duergar. That's it. They are Duergar. I know it was very close.
Adrian, are you doing anything with the skeletons?
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to think. So, can they see past everyone into the room, or?
Not really. Not from this angle.
I'm saying, like, if they move, in general. But...
Well, like if you move forward. I mean, the doors are open, you know.
I'm not this move so far, but still.
Yeah, I would have badass swept them open with both palms. Make a big show out of it.
Like, you know, these four could probably see in pretty well to this one right here.
Well, then they'll probably shoot him.
Although, it should be noted you do not have 8 anymore, you have 7.
Yes. One of them is still in the cube.
Sad.
2.
It's a sad amount of damage, guys.
The Wormling.
Go right there.
Alright.
I just noticed I almost hit with my last hit.
Anything from the Owl?
Nope, just moving next to Tadpole.
Okay. So it is the first troll's turn. He is shocked, obviously. But he reacts fairly well. He jumps up, you know, it's obvious that you're attacking them at this point. And he says something in Giant. Can any of you understand?
Hold on.
Not I.
You said orc, right?
I said Giant.
What's that, primordial? No, I cannot speak.
And he leaps over the table. And let's see. He attacks you once with his bite and twice with his claws. Rick.
That 23 hits.
All right. For 10.
Oh, it hurts so much.
This one
Here,
does something similar.
yeah, this is the one that goes, hey, right, listen here, smartass, since that hurts so bad.
Yeah.
2 crits.
He attacks again. I do not know if this is going to be showing. I do not want it to show until it actually hits. Okay.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna use a luck point so that second one misses.
Bring up luck real quick.
Yep. I just. It's at the start of the second paragraph there.
Okay. Interestingly enough, this attack was not made against you. It was made against your weapon. We're gonna go ahead and say that yes, you can go ahead and do it. But it's sort of a fringe case, honestly.
So I don't mind if you say no, because that does say when an attack is made against you.
But, at the same time, it's something you definitely have in your hand. I mean, it looks like it's making an attack towards you. Were it and something that you weren't moving around, but you're actively trying to, parry blows, etc., etc.
Okay. Yeah, well, that first one still hits.
Okay. All right. Do you guys see that? I see a lot of GMs in parentheses.
No.
It says damage
It
9
just says
bludgeoning.
9 bludgeon.
Okay, interesting. This is something I will be recording for you. Have no worries.
So do I not take that as health damage?
You do not take that damage at all. It is very obvious to you that he was attacking your weapon. And not only that, but it gave it a fairly solid blow.
So I'm going to yell out, get these bastard small ones. Forget the big ones, get the small ones.
Adrian, it is your turn.
And then me and Adrian are just like, you know what? Massive AoEs will get it all. Including you.
Hey, I don't give a fuck if you fireball me.
Okay.
Oh, you heard it, Adrian, from his mouth. Fireball the Barbarian. Can I blight you?
Go right ahead.
Keeping in mind, it's not an AoE, it's just a direct effect.
We're going to start with the
fucking bastards.
big trolls first of all. From the top down to the bottom. 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to do the smaller trolls, same. From left to right. Left, right. Let's see. They all fail, it appears.
I'm gonna move behind the tanks.
Hold on.
Oh.
Because we have established out of a character that large explosions are very bad for the area.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, actually. We shouldn't fireball the Barbarian.
This one does drop.
Ha, scrub.
Yeah, it looks like it drops. Okay, so part of the ceiling begins to collapse a little bit. I need dexterity saving throws from everyone in this room, which, I guess is Rick and a bunch of trolls. 1, 2... And then 1, 2... Okay. If you saved, which a 20 is definitely a save, as is the 18, you take half damage. Bludgeoning. Oops, and I accidentally killed the wrong one.
Yeah, maybe that time I was trying to blow the place up.
So again, Rick, you take 10 damage for resistances.
Yeah, I've factored in my damage.
Guts, it is your turn.
Yes, sir. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna move to right behind Reg.
Okay.
And from where I am, would I be able to aim over Reg and cast?
Yes.
What would I cast? I'm gonna cast Ray of Sickness.
Okay. Against the closest.
Yes, against the closest one.
Okay.
That it worked.
Constitution.
Blood hag bonus?
Uh,
Or is
that's the hag. All right. Reg. Would you like for Reg to come down and attack? Of course you would. So Reg will come forward. He will reach his incredibly long claws out, and he will attack the largest troll. Shoot, I keep closing my troll token. Or sheet. It will attempt to grapple the troll, which, you know, may not be the best idea.
get him, boy?
Yes, he is not grappled. Zydron.
Yes, I will start by casting Insect Plague, centered around this-ish area, so I can hit these three. You probably can't see my measurements, can you?
I can.
Okay, so yeah, centered around these three, so it hits these three.
Okay. Yes, Constitution. Start with the normal trolls. 1, 2. And then the Scrug troll. 1. The last troll does not succeed. Is it a half damage type deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, half damage. And I'm hoping. I mean, I'm bad at using circles, but that's close enough. That should be a little bit bigger than that, but see if I can resize it.
All three of them drop to the down, or drop down to the ground. Excuse me.
Do I have a bonus spell then that can keep them down? Is the question. I do not believe I do though. I do not. But at the same time, they can't really stand back up, because Insect Plague is a concentration, and they take damage on each turn that they start in the thing.
Yes. So as long as you are concentrating on it, it will keep them down.
Yep. Adrian, get to firebolting. Oh wait, no, we've still got one more Scrug to worry about too, actually.
Yes. So Tadpole.
Fireball?
I will just, before I end my turn, I'll move it back so the last troll can't fuck me up.
I heard fireball. Did you say
How-
fireball?
No,
How
not
tall are-
fireball, firebolt.
That firebolt. Firebolt.
Not the
How
explosion.
tall are the ceilings?
The ceilings are actually very tall here. They're about 20 feet off the ground.
Okay, because I'm walking on the ceiling. So, do I have a visual on this guy or this guy?
Yes, you can see.
Are the
either.
doors as tall as the ceiling?
Yes.
I mean, they
all the way
huge.
up. Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely complaining about that guy, so even if you don't see it, you'll know he's there. Bastard hit him out and look at it, he dinged it.
Well, I like the fact that you're next to this guy because then I have advantage. So I'm going to go over here, drop down from the ceiling, and attack him.
Okay.
Didn't he fall over?
Yeah, those ones are already down.
But are they dead down or just on the ground?
Well, they're
Okay.
down, KO'd, but they're trolls, so they regenerate on each of their turns. But as long as my insect plague are there, we don't need to worry about them.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I wasted a good crit. Well, then I will go and do that to this guy.
Okay.
And assuming you're wanting me to re-roll.
Please.
Yeah, I hate you. All right. And then I am going to kick him.
Those are 2 hits.
Yep.
When class ends,
Hi, kiddo.
when class
And,
ends, I just say, I got him on.
Because I don't have advantage, I don't get my sneak attack in.
For some reason.
What are you talking about, love? He does drop as well.
Okay. So when you say drop, they're at 0 hit points. They're just
They
haven't regenerated yet.
Correct.
All right. Well, then I am going to climb the wall, and I probably have enough movement to get like to here.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to just like flint and tinder them to do 1 point of fire damage? And finish
Like
them
if
off?
they're incapacitated, then yes. Zushover does not have anything to do such as that. Basically, this combat right here is over.
Yeah.
Like we can,
Yeah.
take the turn and firebolt everyone should we wish to do so.
Yeah.
Would we wish
But
to
does
do
we
so?
want-
We wish to, yes.
Do they?
Okay.
Do
we
they all?
wanna talk
Is it
to
all
them?
fire damage? Did they all take fire damage?
Fire damage
Fire or
stops
acid?
both of these.
Because they did take the fireball earlier, so
Mhm.
wouldn't they have already lost?
No, they just
It-
can't. They
it's-
can't heal back that damage.
Yeah,
on
in
the fireball.
5e it's per round.
Yeah.
I
So
don't.
Question is,
I
do we
don't
wanna
really have
talk to
any
them?
actual fire damage on me, so what I will do is since Zydron's got those 3, I'll just wail on this guy to make sure he doesn't get up until he's fired.
Sure, as I mentioned, it's one incapacitated thing. We can take the time to bring it
Yeah.
down.
Christian,
You don't
do we
even
wanna
need to.
talk to them?
That was more because he hit my axe. That was revenge. That
Gotcha.
Nope,
I,
not
I,
talking to
I just realized I forgot to add my rage bonus damage.
All right, so
So I
this
just didn't need
room
it.
now has a fair amount of debris inside of it. As part of the ceiling has sort of started to collapse into it from the force of the fireball expanding. You could tell that at one point in time there was a pool of some sort of liquid towards the back, although now most of it has been splashed out due to debris falling into it.
Does anyone got any disposable spell slot?
I'm all
What
disposable.
for?
What are you talking about?
Can someone slap me with some sort of heal?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I have a staff for
How-
that.
Oh yeah, use the staff. Or else I would have.
I'm not in a horrible shape. I'd just like to be better before we move on.
Yeah, I
shall
did
give you.
did intend on asking if you needed a heal, but at the same time, yes, Adrian's also got his staff. So I shall save my slots.
Your level 2 cure wounds.
All right, and what next?
Explosion.
An explosion of healing magic kills the rest of us. Do we want to continue following the cart path, or do we want to go back up to the curtains?
I think we want to cast Thunderwave.
Just men guts at the same time.
Personally, I feel like curtains and cat are going to lead us to the same place, so I don't really mind which way we go.
Quite possible, but it's still a factor of different things may happen.
Yeah. I don't mind that. I'll just follow.
Is the cart coming in yet? How close is the cart?
It's beginning to. That combat was pretty short, so, the cart is where it was. Or, excuse me, where
That
it
combat
is.
was 12 seconds. Not even a full 12 seconds.
Why don't we wait and see what that cart does?
Yeah.
Shouldn't take too long.
In that case, I will take a short rest.
We can take a short rest while we are waiting for the cart.
I don't need to burn hit dice, but I do need my class resource back.
Travels
Is there a
through.
way to-
We can move ourselves where we wish to. And again, it sort of phases through the door, similar to it phasing into the box and through the other doors that we've seen.
Terrible.
And again, if you wish to position yourself somewhere else at this point in time, please feel free.
I can also drop my spell now that they're dead. And
What is this over here?
It was a pool full of liquid of some sort, although most of it has been sort of splashed onto the ground due to the explosion and debris following it, and you don't really have much of the liquid left.
Okay.
is there any lootables in the room?
The only things that really are there are the equipment that the smaller trolls had.
Do they look nice? Or are they just anchors on a chain?
Can I investigate that Stonebreaker club?
Yes, you can. And, one of you can do it, and one of you can give the other advantage if you roll a certain point. So please, roll away.
What are we rolling?
If we're investigating it, we're going real hard into it and trying to determine what it is from a non-magical standpoint.
Can I insight it?
Insight? Not really. It's telling you the truth.
I got a
It
+1
better
to
be.
investigation. Are you better at investigating than me?
Slightly, so yeah, I'll take it with advantage.
I'll advantage you.
It, as we can see, is a thing on a chain. However, very, very interestingly, it appears to be sort of studded with, studs, almost like bolts, as it were, as if something is sort of screwed onto it. You're not 100% sure, but you're in the upper 90s that these small studs or bolts are made out of adamantium.
Both of the
On
trolls
both of them,
got one of
yes. Mm-hmm.
Is that one each then, Rick?
Yeah, I'd kind of like to pick up one of these and try it out.
Okay.
They're not like the main basis for the weapon isn't metal.
The main basis of it is metal. It is not adamantium.
Oh no, I think I can use... Okay, I can use metal weapons, but not armor. That's fine then. So yes, I'll take one of them too. Are they just a club, a great club, a special weapon?
Yeah, doing it, putting his
Okay,
stats down
we will-
How
specifically.
many? As a blacksmith, can I see those?
Sure. That's
How
not
many?
exactly
How much
what I
metal
wanted.
is here, basically? Like,
How much of the adamantium? Very little. You could not make, say, something better out of it. It does 2d6 damage, by the way. It's got a range of 10 feet on it. But, like, for its purposes, you know, it works. It does what it says. You know, when you're using adamantium and you're targeting an object, all hits against it are critical hits. This is something that they have devised specifically for taking out magical items, you would guess.
And it's a strength weapon?
It is a strength-based weapon.
And it was
Is it a one-handed weapon?
It is a two-handed weapon. And it is a 2d6.
two-handed. And you said 10-foot range, eh?
Yes.
Nice. Nice. Make sure that's set up right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Sorry about it.
I definitely did not do that right.
It looks like you did it right. I mean, all except for the attack.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
damage.
yeah. I didn't add an
You said it
attack.
as a
Alright,
spell.
alright. Yeah,
You said it as
I
a
fixed
spell.
it. I fixed it. I fixed it.
All right. So, what would we like to do next?
We were waiting on seeing what the cart was doing. It went through the door, right?
Yes.
While we were doing this, I imagine.
Were we able to see behind the door?
No. It
Or is
sort of,
everything-
again, phases through the door like it has everything else.
Can I look for any secret passages or anything that might open that door? Or secret passages or anything like that?
Yes, you can.
Investigation?
Please. Nothing like that. You look like the door will just, you know, open on its own.
I was gonna say, while Tadpole's doing that, I'm gonna casually just push the door lightly.
The door sure enough opens.
More of them.
yay!
They are frozen in place, as it were. But we do see, you know, several trolls behind the door. There is a mound of what looks like to be raw meat at the end of the track.
Is the cart dumping the meat?
It is. Well, it will be in a couple seconds, anyways. But yes, this sort of cart tilts, and then out of it comes, well, just a bunch of raw meat. And again, there's quite the pile of raw meat already here. Most of it has most definitely gone off. The meat coming out of the cart does appear to be fresh from where you're standing. After about a minute or so, the cart shakes a little bit, just sort of shaking the last little bits of it out, lowers back down to be level, and begins pulling back slowly.
Huh.
Trolls don't react as long as we're outside the room, as far as we know so far.
Far as you know so far.
Check the other rooms first.
At the closest one.
You can tell that it's sort of lit on fire, but it does not appear to be affecting it in any way, shape, or form.
That's kind of lame. Let's not go in there. I'm with Adrian. Let's go check the other rooms first if they're not going to spring to life until addressed.
Okay.
Agreed.
And feel free to move your tokens where you would wish to go. And call out what it is you're doing.
Waiting to see what other people do.
Probably just go down the hall, honestly.
Yeah, let's take a look down these passages.
Shall we quickly check out the secret?
Where is it? Here.
So, as we sort of peer into the room, we do see that it sort of continues on down the hallway. And as we peer down at the other hallway, we see two things. Number one, whoops, that it sort of continues down. And number two, there was sort of an entrance down here to another hallway, presumably secret, quote unquote. However, it has been blocked by debris falling, most likely from that second blast.
Still sort of have two options. Which way do we want to go?
And I'll be back in
Yes.
just a moment. Gonna grab a little bit more to drink.
Here's Grim all like, oh, we might have to finish early today. Here's us at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, if that way's blocked off, let's go east.
See, because I'm not sure if you can say it, but it looks like this corridor up to the north still continues on. So we still technically do have two ways to go.
Oh, so it's only this west way that leads back into the other troll room that's blocked off. Is it?
It's this one that's blocked off, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought it was talking about up here.
Yeah, but that leads to the troll room. But there's
Yeah,
still, you see, right over here, right in this corner, that wall goes around, and it looks like there's more.
Yeah, I thought Grim said like this area around here had the cave in.
I think he means this one. So we might just have to ask him.
Yeah.
So you're done? Have you done your homework?
Let's set up a roll. Since it says, since you got to treat these as adamantine and all attacks against objects are critical hits, set up a roll. So all attacks will be critical hits.
Huh.
That's how you destroy someone's weapon.
Look what happened. Look inside of there. Yeah, but look inside of there. That was a long time ago. There's corrode in there.
I don't think that's corrosion. I think that's glue.
Oh, where's your glue in there?
It's keeping it together.
Oh.
Beep.
You'd know those trolls had that weapon because
Corrosion sort of, from a battery, looks more grainy almost. Alright, I am back. Oh gosh, there's a whole bunch of rolls.
It's we're fighting amongst ourselves.
Are we? Again?
I wanted to test out if my rolls for against items worked.
I gotcha.
Because I tried to set it up so it would always crit with the against item.
I don't think it means that the 2 hit is always a crit. I think it means it always does crit damage.
Yes, it always does crit damage if it hits. So try rolling it again. And we'll see whether it rolls the exact same 2-hit
I
rolls.
messaged Piper asking if he knows how long.
Yeah, that looks right. Because
Yeah.
So, I mean, the green number just means that it's a crit.
yes.
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah. It's just the fact that your other roll before was 29 and 19. I didn't see the plus 11, so that 19 was actually an 8. I thought, yeah. I just wasn't being smart.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the plan, Stan?
Well, go ahead.
The cave-in, did you say it was to the south here?
Yes.
Or up in the... Okay, so you were right, Fraser.
Told you.
Let's go north then. Fuck my east idea.
I mean, we can always go east.
No, we can go east after.
Sure.
Actually, hold on one moment. Because Tadpole will
Another tripwire and more bombs.
probably get to see. This little bit.
I should then real dodgy to the east. We should definitely go north.
Oh yeah, the east only back to there. The north probably something else.
It's like you got a full clear before you go to the boss room. Now, I'm not saying it's a boss room, it's just a big open area that happens to be in a circle, and as soon as you go in, some ominous music starts playing. Now, I'm not saying that's a boss room, I'm just saying I want to check everywhere else first.
Oops, I accidentally hid instead of revealing. I swear it does that a lot.
Well, before we go anywhere, I shall check for traps.
All right. It does not appear as if there are any traps in this area that you can see. That has been revealed.
So I shall move to like here
And trigger the trap.
and trigger the trap,
Terrible things happen.
which just happens to be more powder kegs. We got more doors.
Oh god. Mordor, you said. Mordor. Mordor's over there. Let's go to Mordor. Mordor.
Yeah, but the problem is we can't just simply walk there.
Ah, shit, man.
Also, just saying, as someone who has finally learned how to do dynamic lighting, this would be nice with dynamic lighting.
The new dynamic lighting is interesting. They just redid it.
What was that?
I just redid dynamic lighting. There's like a new one now. There's Legacy, and there's like the new one.
Yeah. This is not bad to use, really. I find making doors is a bit annoying because you have to do different colors and everything. So
You
know
don't have
which
you just have
parts
a
to
different
delete.
line.
Yeah. But it's just so you know which ones to delete and everything.
Oh, you just yeah, still.
Fun to make.
Okay, what do we see down that hall?
What do you L5 see, Rick?
You know, the hall is what it is. It's mostly empty down there. That's about as far as we can see. We can see a door to the right-hand side, and we can see a door to the left-hand side that we pretty much know where it leads to. Because, you know, you have the memory of more than goldfish.
Okay, well, Rick, do you want to keep going down, or do you want me to go down on the ceiling?
I want to keep going down, but I want to keep checking for traps as I go down.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good call. Good call.
So I'm going to throw another perception out there. I'm going to not see any traps, and I'm going to move.
There are no traps.
I'm going to move as far as I can without walking into traps, I suppose.
Kind of hard to guess, but, you know. So it should be
Adrian,
noted that there is
Adrian,
no
there's some
way
glyphs
going
on the
down
floor.
right here.
There's some glyphs on the floor, Adrian.
Glyphs on the floor.
Is this magic? Is this magic glyphs?
I would like to examine the glyphs on the floor. Why would they maybe?
You can't quite make them out. They're very faint.
Sad. Oh, Rick, just
And
step
the-
on it. See what happens. I'll be over here.
It's so reassuring. I'm just going to be all the way over here.
I think I'll check on the door that I'm by and see if I can see any traps.
Mm-hmm. Near as you can tell, there are no traps with the door. The door does appear to be unlocked as well, although there is a lock on the door, which there was no lock on the door we saw down here.
I'm going to put my ear to it. Do I hear anything?
You do not.
Okay. I think I'll push it open. Carefully, slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Just enough so I can peer in.
That's a big one.
More big baddies.
More big baddies. The ceiling goes up even further at this point. It's very easily 30 feet in this room. I do not believe that we have seen two of these trolls either. Oh, we saw one. I just didn't give you a handout for the one. So please sort of ignore the name. I will actually change it out.
Gluttonous troll.
Glutinous.
Gluten
he's,
free.
he's elastic.
Gluten.
And they're frozen just like the others.
They are indeed.
Any obvious treasure?
Yes. Well, you know, you guys joked about it before, but they are, or were, playing a game of some sorts. It's not exactly a card game, but they have different shaped stones in front of them. Some are cut uniformly, some are not, and there is, well, a pile of gold in the middle.
Are they playing humans in castles?
It's horses and houses, thank you very much. But no, with the small shaped stones in front of them, it must be mahjong.
Are these
Yeah.
curtains?
Yes.
Guys, we want to looks like there might be there is some treasure in this one here if we want to.
I'm always.
What if we go to the top door and try and,
But
you know,
do we want to start at
narrow-
another fight?
However, I got some bad news because I just got my text. Actually, I got my text a while
Yeah.
ago.
Well, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's noon or whatever time it is for you.
Yeah, that's what I was going
It's
to
about
bring up.
3
Is
o'clock.
do
That
we want to
wasn't-
start
that
another
wasn't
fight
it.
with like 10 minutes to go at most?
All right, cool.
So we're going to go ahead and end it here. Good game. Got a little bit of combat in. Not too much. I will admit we spent a little bit longer than I thought we would with the cube. I thought we would have given up before that and sort of went on in and followed the tracks before we exhausted
not really.
everything.
But we know it.
Did you expect someone to climb on the cart?
I did. And I expected
now
someone to
that-
try to go into it too.
We know now that it's a meat generator. Is there any other reason for it, or can you tell us about it now? Or do you want to save that for another time?
There is still possibly reasons for it, so
Well, meat generator that with screams from the inside, so
yeah.
it may not start as meat.
Well, is that what happened? I think I might have been away while we were talking about that.
Yeah,
Just
we
to
were
go
hearing
get filled up
screams.
with meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were hearing
the
screams from
the
the side.
cart has been bringing in and dropping meat to the trolls in the other room above the one where we had the fight.
This is definitely some sort of reverse me. They're like putting crystals into the house or something, and it's just coming out with flesh.
Well, I was just thinking, Tadpole said that, it may not start as flesh and everything if it's a generator. Yeah, it's a generator. Does an electricity generator start as electricity? No, you gotta feed something to it first.
It starts as diesel.
All right, but either way, again, a good one. I hope you all have a great day, and peace out.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.